No, before the match started, Jay was immediately gassed, like immediately. After all the yeeting and stuff, he was immediately gassed. And then we get Oba walking down. And for some reason, me too, a lot of people thought that Brock was going to show in Saudi. But now that I think about it, it does kind of sound strange, because usually if Brock was showing in Saudi, they would reveal how much money he made from his payday. But then we get Obafemi, carrying the match pretty much. And then it's like Jey Uso, the only good thing he does is pulls off 3 tope suicidas without botching. But then he gets back into the ring and then he botches because he missed Obafemi's head. So Obafemi was going to go for the fall from grace, and then Jay, he landed on his feet and missed Oba's head completely, just completely botched. And Oba was ready for it. Oba was ready to get kicked so he can, sell it. But instead, Jey Uso being Jey Uso botched. So he botched a super kick, and then and Ross, I don't know how the hell you botch a kick that's like 5 inches away. But yeah, whenever there's a botch that seems impossible, Jay is gonna do it, and his fans are gonna say, "Nah, bro, the hate is forced. It's just an opinion, bro." Jay looked like Jay was gassed. He was gassed. He was holding his chest, holding his lungs, all that, and then he put the sleeper on Oba, and then Oba got him in the fall from grace and won. I swear, I thought they were gonna have Brock interfere and then have Jay become king of the ring, because oh my gosh, that was going to disgrace the entire lineage of the king of the ring. I'm so glad that they went with Oba. I'm so glad they went with El King of the Ring, Obafemi. King Femi, man. King Femi. And then Oba, he has a speech, and then we move on to Oba aura farming in the spotlight like Lars Sullivan used to with the crown. And yeah, it's official. Obafemi might pick Roman, but I mean, I really hope he picks Roman, because Roman even called out Obafemi after he won the championship from CM Punk. So then Danhausen curses Olivia Morgan, but there's only one problem with cursing anyone of the Judgment Day. That entire faction has been cursed by the booking department. So Liv Morgan, she's been champion for about 3 months, hasn't defended once. Had an injury scare last week, so if anyone's cursed, it's the Judgment Day already. JD McDonough, he's like the jobber meme comedy guy. Dominic Mysterio held 2 championships. Now he holds 1 and he still doesn't do anything. Can't really think of the last time Dom had a match on AAA, but he's a AAA champion, mega champion. Roxanne Perez had the most losses of 2025 out of anyone in WWE. And the only person who seemed to be unfazed by the curse is actually Raquel Rodriguez is cursed, because she keeps failing to remember who eliminated her from the Royal Rumble, because she never brings it up. That Liv Morgan pretty much screwed her out of the opportunity to face Stephanie, but that's besides the point. Liv Morgan is double cursed, and then she goes on to have a match with Io, but loses. But this was predictable, because if Liv Morgan were to win this match, it'd be Liv Morgan versus Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship. And I don't think that Liv Morgan can fight Liv Morgan unless it's an Invisible Man match like they do in the Indies in GCW. So the right person wins, but the wrong decision, because instead of it would be a lot better if she just challenged for the women's championship. But Rhea is possibly injured, but at the same time, they're not taking the title off of her. But it'd be cool to see Rhea and Io, considering that she was the sidekick for so long, because she's one of the corporate favorites or whatever. But then we get Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins' gear immediately reminds me of his Monday Night Messiah era. My favorite Seth Rollins was 2016 through 2019, before the Fiend match at Hell in a Cell. If you remember, you remember. And this match was probably the best match of the night, even better than the main event. There's nothing bad about this match. Braun Breaker put on a hell of a show, hell of a performance, even put on some color. I love this match. And honestly, I probably might watch it again after I get done with this recording. And then Seth Rollins stomps his head through the ground after he tries to get up. It's pretty much the super stomp that he gives to people who he can't beat with one stomp, which is pretty nice. pretty nice. It makes him look strong when he does this the super stomp. And then we get Trick Williams versus Ricky. Nothing too special here. But one thing I will say is I really love the just go ahead and keep Trick Williams and Lil Yachty as a team. Well, not as a team, but as a duo. Make it the Deadpool and Wolverine meme, and just have Lil Yachty as Trick Williams' manager until he's 90. Just go ahead and do it until he's 90, because this duo is so charming and so good, and Lil Yachty adds so much to Trick Williams' character and everything. I really love this. There's nothing that I could really say, to be honest. Yeah, perfect in every way. Perfect in every way. And then we have, like, I think it's the first time that the women's United States Championship has been defended on a pay-per-view. This match, which was a good match for what it was, but that championship has been booked like a paperweight ever since it came out. So then we get Jade Cargill being a powerhouse, which is how it should be, and then B-Fab and Michin, which I don't know why the hell they let B-Fab pin Tiffany when she's a champion, but champions have been being booked to lose a lot lately, which is kind of odd. Charlotte stops her in her tracks and then hits her in the face with the title. But this is this finish was perfect, because not only does Jade get what she wants by facing Charlotte, which is what she wanted to do anyways. She didn't want to face Rhea Ripley as much as she wanted to face Charlotte. So this is amazing. This is an amazing way to build towards that. And then on top of that, it made Jay look strong in defeat because she got hit with the title. Amazing. Nothing, there's no problems here. And then we get Sami Zayn and Gunther and Cody Rhodes. And honestly, anybody would have been better than Cody Rhodes walking out of Saudi as champion. But my only problem with this match is Sami Zayn winning the WWE Championship. Now, the reason why is because the American crowds have been, hating on his character, rightfully so. He's been getting every opportunity that he did not deserve. And then on top of that, bro took Chad Gable's spot, character-wise. And then he took he dethroned Carmelo Hayes and took the spot from him. And then Carmelo Hayes went even lower in the card after he came back from not being booked for a month. So, as far as that's concerned, they can't stay in Saudi Arabia forever. They have to go back to the United States. Now, I know the shills and the sheep in the arenas are going to say you deserve it, because that's what they do to the heels. Sami Zayn is a heel. But that's what they do to the heels. They'll say, you deserve it, to the heels. They said it to Gunther. They said it to Liv Morgan after she won from Stephanie Valkyrie due to heel tactics, and then it insulted the crowd. And then, the crowd would just cheer for anybody and anything because they're all sheep. So I know Sami Zayn's going to get a you deserve it. But the only problem with that is that Sami Zayn has been booed for about four or 5 months. So, it doesn't really add up, but the audience is going to do the audience and be bored, so they have to do something. It's like ADHD, like they just can't sit still. They got to cheer for anything. So Sami Zayn's a heel now, but since he won the title, I guess that automatically makes him a face. But every single time that he was on screen right before this pay-per-view, he was being booed every week. But yeah, Sami Zayn wins. Now the only thing that Cody Rhodes not being pinned clean since he's returned to the company in 2022. This was refreshing to see Super Cody lose. But I mean, by a fruit roll-up, though. A fruit roll-up victory to win the WWE Championship is one of the most mid-card things ever. But Sami Zayn beating Cody Rhodes is amazing, because Super Cody has been getting on my everlasting nerve for so long. I thought Randy was going to do it, but then Randy supposedly had a back injury, and then he said he wasn't injured, so I don't know what the hell. But yeah, and a double crossroads, kind of cool. But yeah, that's pretty much how that ended. I mean, nothing too crazy. Sami Zayn winning the title, that was cool, but at the same time, it took him 10 times to do it. But also, he's a heel in the United States. They did this because he was the hometown hero or whatever. But at the same time, it's better than Cody walking out and talking about respect when he gets back to the United States of America. So I'm glad that he lost. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. Then on the post show, Nick Aldis was attacked by Gunther, just being infuriated. But my thing is, Nick Aldis did say in the past that he wanted to get in the ring again. But at the same time, Is this really going to be it? Because, the last time that we thought he was going to get in the ring with Kevin Owens for attacking Cody and everything, it was Triple H who inserted himself into the storyline because it was, had a lot of crowd investment. So Triple H was like, yeah, well, I might as well get all these eyes on me. And then, Nick Aldis just got pushed to the side. So is this going to be where we finally see Nick Aldis return to action in the rivalry? I really hope so, because I don't know how many times this dude can be teased to come back just not to do anything. Drew McIntyre save us, but he's filming movies or whatever. But that's pretty much what happened at that's almost at Clash of Champions, Night of Champions. Well, afternoon of champions, evening of champions, for the people who live in the United States. But yeah, that was about it though. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary happened except for Sammy winning, but that's about it. Other than that, I mean, eh. One thing that I thought about, Sami Zayn being WWE champion, since Cody Rhodes, all he did was, talk about respect and love and enough. I wonder if Sami Zayn's going to actually defend the title. But then at the same time, it's not up to him, it's up to the booker. And the booker does not know how to do certain things when it comes to championships. After he puts the title on somebody, he kind of thinks, yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. You had a cool chase. Now you sit at home with the championship for a few months, defend it once, probably lose it or win it, and I'll figure out what to do from there. So kind of nervous about that. But other than that, I'm happy for I'm happy for the man, Sammy. No, I'm happy for the man, but not the character. The character is obnoxious, but the man behind the character of Sami Zayn is what I'm happy for. Because, dude, the the character, bro. Oh my gosh, I guarantee if it was in the United States, they wouldn't have gone for that. Of course they would have popped because it was a surprise. But then once it sat in that Sami Zayn's the champion, I guarantee you they would have turned on this man. So the package pile driver that Kevin Owens would do. I thought that was a nice homage to Kevin Owens. But with that being said, that's about it. That's about it, really.